Hey guys, a few months back I made a video called The Greatest Counter-Strike Player I Ever Knew. This was a video which paid homage to Michael Oxide Schultz. Not only one of the greatest players I ever knew, but one of the greatest people I ever knew. And because of this, he was one of my best, closest friends. Sadly, we went our separate ways for the past few years, mainly due to financial issues. Now, when people wonder why he stopped playing Counter-Strike, the truth is he just couldn't afford to play anymore. He actually had to physically sell his computer to stay alive. Now, sadly, I myself have never been very well off in the financial department. But still, as Counter-Strike and gaming in general is a major passion for me, a lot of my finances do go into upgrading my computer systems from time to time. Now, getting in contact wasn't easy, and this is because he never actually had a cell phone, so I didn't have a number I could consistently reach him at. The good news is, he seemed to have memorized mine, and he would usually contact me one way or another. Usually I'd get some random phone call from a number I didn't recognize, and it would be him. Now, in the past couple of years, the channel grew quite a bit, and because of that, I was able to afford more and more parts for myself, which meant that I was able to use the extra parts to start to put a computer together for him. All I needed was to know where to send it. But the call never came, and this is because he passed away. You see, he had fallen on hard times before, but things had only gotten more difficult for him. And just like for so many other people, when things like this happen, they turn to drugs. In this case, specifically heroin. This marks him as my second friend who has died of a heroin overdose before the age of 30. So kids out there, don't do heroin. Alright, I know a lot of you guys are wondering why I started this off with an animation. So as you can see, Oxide and I used to play a game called DC Universe Online. Now, this footage is not from our original characters. We actually replayed this in 2016 after a bunch of new updates and stuff had come out for it. Our original two characters were actually called Mighty Mike and Azure. And while at first this game was just something for us to do on the side while we waited to go play Counter-Strike with our team, it turned into much more than that. Now, it's really weird how we started drawing in the first place. We found this web browser game where you would draw and people had to guess what you were drawing. This led to us making more elaborate pictures of Counter-Strike whenever the ESEA servers were down and we couldn't play. Eventually, these would lead into full videos like the one you see in front of you. But while our focus was mainly Counter-Strike, it kind of changed once we started playing DC Universe Online. You see, this was at a time period before we were able to really start streaming, and we would have these crazy epic adventures in this game that we really wanted to share with our friends. So we started to draw them. Okay, obviously you can see how bad my drawing skills are, but let me go through this real quick. Okay, so basically what happened here is at the end of the level, it was time for the boss, and we had to go through a doorway to go fight the boss. So of course I was playing that female character known as Azure, and I flew in first. The next thing I know, I'm staring at this huge monster. I'm expecting us to go in and take this thing out together, but all of a sudden Oxide informs me that he's no longer in the room. The door actually closed in the game and he couldn't get into the room with me, so all of a sudden I'm stuck there soloing the boss. Now, after an incredibly long fight, I was able to take down the boss. But we still thought it was absolutely hilarious, so we drew it so we could share it with our friends. Of course, these would continue to evolve and turn to animated slideshows, just like the Counter-Strike ones we were making.
What is that?
I don't know what the hell that thing is. Let's get it.
Lay off my kneecaps, humans.
Oh no, Azure,
What happened?
you can't catch me.
I'm coming! Try my death ray!
Get back here, Pixie.
Let's play tag! Oh, BTW, you're it!
How about a flaming meteor?
Yum! He is Meteor!
True.
Yeah, sure they're a bit cringe, but honestly we were having a lot of fun with these in our free time when we weren't playing Counter-Strike. And because of this, I got my hands on some actual animation software and decided to try to make a couple actual episodes.
This.
Ah! They stole my purse! Police!
Yum! Hey, mister, do you have the time?
No, but I'm about to have that.
It's called a reward, Azure.
Nice swat.
I'm only gonna say this once, you little creep. Give me back my watch.
Okay. I'll give it back.
See? I told you, Azure. Even thieves can be reasonable.
You know he's not gonna bring it back.
Shit! Right. Alright, that's it.
Oh, and poodle this.
Come on, did you really have to take his wallet?
Don't you know how this whole reward thing works? Let's go get a pizza and I'll explain it to you.
At this point, we were moving away from stories that showed gameplay and making it more of some kind of show. This led to us coming up with things like backstories.
Huh? Green rain? Ugh, I hope this doesn't stain.
Huh? Why is it so bright in here? Oh my gosh, my eyes are freaking glowing.
Now, the goal with all these at this point was that I wanted to become a big YouTuber and Oxide wanted to become a voice actor. Both of which we could technically make come true if I could make this show successful. There was only a couple issues, one of which I was not a great drawer and not a good animator. So I started dabbling with 3D animation software. Now, the early attempts didn't look very good. As you can see here, he looks absolutely terrible, but as I kept looking into it, I found easier and easier to use software. Finally, I was getting to a point where I thought making an actual animated show might actually be possible. So I put together a test demo to show Oxide what I had come up with.
Mike, I'm home. Mike, I'm home. Are you wearing my underwear?
You have no idea what I've been through.
Now, to create this test demo, I didn't really have any audio recordings I could use, so I actually had to take recordings from animations I had already made. And that's because, at this point, Oxide had already sold his computer. Now, the good news is I was able to send the footage to his girlfriend's cell phone where he was able to check out the footage. Now, obviously, it wasn't his favorite animation. He was like, what the hell is Mighty Mike doing? That's not in character, and all that. But that really wasn't the point. I had very few audio files to work with and I just needed to put something together. Still though, overall he was very impressed with how well the 3D animation looked compared to our older videos of my 2D animation. But there was still one problem. He didn't have a computer to record lines. So I talked to him and told him I'd work on that and try to assemble something for him as quickly as I possibly could. Obviously I don't have a lot of income, so it was going to take some time. But eventually I got it done. And the only problem was I didn't know how to contact him. So in the meantime, I started to put together a few other animations just to practice and get ready for what eventually would become Mighty Mike and Azure. I even started working on the animation itself. And that's when I was notified that Oxide had passed away. Sadly, he would never be able to see this come into fruition. Now obviously his death was hard for me to come to terms with. We had a lot of history together and had a lot of future plans to live up to. The animation only being one small part of that. But after taking some time to grieve, I came back to this animation, which had the first scene nearly finished. This left me wondering if I should delete the project altogether or just finish it in his memory. But I felt like just throwing it away would be such a waste. One thing I knew is that there was no way I'd be able to get a voice actor that could replace him. He had such a distinctive, unique voice.
Alright, that's it.
And recasting it just didn't feel right because that character was him. So if I wanted to finish this project, I had to come up with something else, which is when I came across Replica Studio, AI-driven voices. With these, I was able to finish the video and still felt like I was honoring him. And with no farther ado, this one's for you, Oxide.
Weed. Get your weed. I've got weed here, only $90 for a gram.
Hey, Mighty Mike. How is it going?
Not great, sir. No one ever buys weed from me anymore. It's like everyone gave up smoking.
I don't think everyone stopped smoking. I think everyone gets it from dispensaries.
Dispensaries?
Yeah, you know, legally.
Wait, if you can get it legally now. No wonder no one comes to buy it from me anymore. Weed. Do you guys want to buy some weed?
You know what they're about to do, right?
Looks like they are going to rob this place.
Which means we are going to have to stop them.
Oh no! Don't shoot! Empty the register! This is a robbery.
Okay, anything you want, just please don't hurt me.
Put it in the suitcase. What the hell?
Hey, that wasn't very nice.
Look, this has nothing to do with you.
Maybe next time you see someone selling weed, you'll buy some.
Wait, really? That's what this is about?
That is exactly what this is about.
Thank you, Mighty Mike.
Yeah, I'm such a hero. Now give me the money from the register.
Wait, you're robbing me too.
No, I'm not robbing you. This is my reward.